Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a July 2025 launch, a very summery special piece from Omega. It's the Diver 300 meter orange. The Seamaster Diver 300 meter has been in this image since 1993. It rose to fame on the wrist of Pierce Brosnan during his turn as 007, starting in 1995 with GoldenEye. It's been revised a couple of times, and 2024 was the most recent revision, and this is representative of that generation. But this mid-year 2025 launch includes elements like a black aluminum dial, a black aluminum bezel insert, and orange accents inside and out. So the Diver 300 meter orange is steel, still 42 millimeters in diameter, 13.9 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip. I measure it at 50 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We open up the clasp, throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. It wears quite nicely. It actually would fit underneath most wrist cuffs, and you can see I've got a little bit of clearance down the barrel on each side. So if your wrist is 15 centimeters circumference, this would still work. The strap's a lovely piece, quite flexible, rubber. You can see a combination of sort of a brushed pattern molded in and also a matte pattern. Matches the curve of the case, matches the slope of the lug. It's an integrated style strap. You can see waves on the bottom, though curiously for this generation, a Diver 300 meter, the waves on the dial are gone. A couple of different perforations and a clasp that features a buckle and two lobes to hold the strap fast. You feed it through, you size it up, and then when closed, all the excess length is underneath, so there's no need for external minder loops. Remember, these are minder loops. This watch doesn't need them, so it's a cleaner look. The buckle is brushed and polished. We have twin trigger release, so you have to press both of them for this to open. It is quite secure. Rolling around the case, lyre-style lugs. We know them well on Omega Speedmasters and Seamasters. We have the outward bevel, and then we have that inward bevel. But you'll note, on this generation of the watch, the bevel diminishes to the point that it disappears at the mid-case, so it no longer runs from side to side. So there have been some refinements to the design of the case. This is a screw-down crown for setting, and this is a crown for opening the helium valve. So if you're a saturation diver and helium has entered the watch during your long saturation exotic gas dive, well then you open this for your decompression, and the helium that is accumulated inside can vent out as the internal pressure exceeds external pressure by 2 to 3 bar. Provided you've manually opened this, the gas will exit without blowing out the seals or the crystal. Now, I realize 300 meters and 1,000 feet do not convert directly, and it's actually just a bit less than 1,000 feet, but this is an ISO 6425 diver, which means it would have individually at the factory been tested to 125% of what's advertised on the dial. So rest assured, it is étanche, as the French Swiss would say, far beyond 300 meters or 1,000 feet. There's a little colored ring underneath the helium escape valve to let you know that it's open, because it is a subtle thing. Now the bezel on the Diver 300 meter is still 120 click. Let's hear it. The sound and the feel of these bezels keeps getting better and better. It's still very precise, but as ever, it has the shallow knurling that's been a feature on the Diver 300 meter since 1993. So if you do want to set this for a dive, do it before your hands are wet. That's my advice, because it gets a little slippery and you don't have a really sharp knurling. The bezel insert here is now aluminum. For aesthetic reasons, Omega's gone back to aluminum, but you don't have to worry about losing any functionality. You can see it's fully calibrated all the way around like an old mill sub or 1960s Omega Military Seamaster, and that's true in the dark too, where the entire bezel is luminescent. And it's a wonderful way to pass the time. I find is easier to read than a chronograph. Now it's here to time dives, but you can use it to time anything up to an hour. And you don't have the downstream service costs of a chronograph. Notice that the bezel pearl and the skeleton bond style minute hand, they're green, so you can read them at a glance relative to everything else on the dial, because that is the critical relative measurement. And then you can see the second hand is also loomed, so you know if your watch is running, which is important if you're diving below ambient light or you're diving at night. Every dive watch should have that. Every dive watch does not have that. So aluminum bezel insert, now an aluminum domed dial, a little bit different, no Omega wave, it's got a matte finish. You can see that the logo too is now printed on rather than a applique. We still have the skeleton style hands. We still have applique indices, and you can see 4 of them. The 4 corners, 12, 3, 6, and 9, they're orange. Chaptering outboard for reading our seconds and minutes. And then we've got this dramatically cambered plexi-like crystal. That's first for this series. We'll screw the crown out. You can see the watch does feature hacking seconds, though this is, of course, is a no-date dial, so there's no quick-set function. It is a coaxial master chronometer, and you can see a little bit of the hardware through the case back. Caliber 8806, it's the 8800 without a date. Automatic winding, single barrel, 55-hour power reserve, stop seconds, a coaxial escapement, which uses tangential rather than sliding friction. Remember, tangential is less. Full balance bridge and a free-sprung balance for shock resistance, 35 joules. It's got a beat rate of 25,200 vibrations per hour, which is silicon hairspring specific. It does have a silicon hairspring. It also has a anti-magnetic balance staff, and escapement. And it is a master chronometer. You can see that dual-anchored balance bridge and the free-sprung balance for shock resistance. The master chronometer test, created with METAS, the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology, tests the fully assembled watch, not just a bare movement. The movement meets COSC, but then the fully assembled watch goes beyond. Tested for chronometry to no worse than -0 plus 5 seconds per 24 hours. Shock, winding efficiency, power reserve, water resistance, and anti-magnetism to over 15,000 Gauss. That's a minimum, not a maximum. So this is a very capable watch. Even though it's considered to be sort of a core Seamaster model, it has a lot of features that you can't get in far more expensive watches from far more elite brands. And of course, the Diver 300 meter, a slowly evolving evergreen design since 1993, has proved that it has real staying power. And this is the orange version. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.